Hi guys, this is Elizabeth with eBeth Art, and today I'm going to be doing a super fun challenge that I've seen a lot of other artists do, where you choose a certain amount of colors or a color palette and create a character. So today I found this really neat color palette. I just found a random generator online, and it came up with this palette you see on the screen. So I'm going to be using these colors exclusively to make a character. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to, um, uh, it's really gonna challenge me because I'm so used to just picking whatever color suits the character, but I have to make a character based on the colors for once, which is going to be really fun, I think. Yeah, so I'm just starting to make a rough sketch. Before I began filming, I wanted to think about what these colors probably would fit a character best as, and I'm still a little torn, so I'm just gonna start drawing and we'll see where it takes me. I think is just where I'm gonna go with this. um I'm thinking like a really like confident character. I'm thinking maybe down the lane of some super, because these colors, they suit each other pretty well, but I do want to note that I'm probably going to be cheating a little bit here and use some colors for shading that will not be these. Obviously, that's just kind of it's just kind of this sometimes, and so I don't mean to be breaking the rules, but in order to make a character that looks good, I'm probably going to have to break the rules a little bit. So I think I'm going with a really confident pose, like hands on the hips. And so I'm thinking, like I said before, I'm thinking of doing like a superhero kind of character, which is, I've never actually really made one before, so it's gonna be fun. I've always, like when I was younger, I'd try like design suits and stuff, which was always fun. So I'm kind of excited to get to do that kind of thing again today. Um, this is just my rough sketch, so I'm not sure how much of this is going to be keeping, but I just want to lay down some of this stuff so I just know where everything's supposed to be. I think I'm going to have, this is going to be a female character, I think, because as much as I want to encourage myself to do otherwise, females are very much in my comfort zone, and I just kind of want to stay within that for this challenge. I think we give her short hair, this kind of um, blowing in the wind. Drawing hair is one of my like favorite parts about drawing, because hair is so unique, and within art you get lots of cool liberties with it to have it blow in directions, and you got to make it somewhat realistic. That's what I have to remind myself like 90% of the time I'm drawing something, because um, I tend to make things not so realistic at times, which is something I struggle with. Proportions in particular are hard for me. It's something I definitely need to improve on a bit. But something within art I have noticed is that a lot of times art, specifically within the proportions part, isn't always realistic. A lot of times with female bodies, it's far from that. So I kind of want to bring that back to art, how we can make we make things somewhat so we can relate to them. So yeah, I'm basically just ranting at this point. I don't know why I'm putting so much detail into half this stuff. It's literally just the rough sketch, but trying to give the body a little bit more shape and a little less of that blockiness. I always start out with blockiness like a lot of others, because I build things by shape to help me get a basic understanding of where everything is supposed to line up. So I want to start laying down a basic idea of what I want the suit to look like. I'm thinking of adding like ribbons to her hair. I still don't even know what like kind of superhero she is, which is probably something I should have known before I start drawing. I'm thinking kind of like samurai almost, kind of ninja-ish. Yeah, that's a tear to explain it, but see, I don't really have any references in front of me right now, so I could either take the time to find some or shoot from the hip. And I'm just gonna wing it. So I guess just like samurai sort of is my inspiration for it. It may not turn out that way. I'll just say that so in case I mess up, I can be like, hey, it's inspired. Okay. And I want to give her like a skirt, but this is gonna look a lot like there's so many great designs already out there for superheroes. It feels like it's hard to make one nowadays without looking like you're mimicking someone else. But hey, I mean, great minds think alike. Okay, so I'm thinking of maybe instead of giving her a full skirt, it'll be like, kind of off to the side like this. And if I further this design later on, I'll make this thing right here like functionable to become like a cape later on or something. Or maybe I'll still give her a cape. That might be kind of neat. I said neat. Wow. Yeah, that doesn't look very fancy, but oh well. Let's see. Give her some protection for the knees here. I think she needs like some kind of symbol that can go on all these plates and stuff, like something iconic. I do like a star or something, but that is so generic. I want to give her like a I'm really liking the way she's turning out. It looks pretty cool. Although, I would have wanted to use quite a bit of like golds and stuff on her. And as much as I like this character, I don't know if the color palette's actually gonna fit it. But we're just gonna have to see. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta wing it. I like it. I think I'm gonna get started on the coloring part. So I'm just gonna make this down here. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to pull the colors from here like that and start placing them on here in flat color. I'm gonna have one layer that's just going to have my flat color, and then I'm gonna have another where I'll do highlights and shading and all that fun stuff. So I just gotta decide where I want what to go. It's gonna be difficult. Okay, I think orange is gonna be difficult to use, I think. Like, all these colors in theory go together really nice, but I think I'm going to make her blonde. Wait a second, let me change my pen. Okay. I'm gonna make her blonde, and then I might actually end up using the orange for highlights. Okay. I'm going to use the dark blue for a good part of her clothing here. So I wanted to see if I can use my bucket tool for some of this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do some touch up here, but it's still going to be a lot quicker, I think. So yeah, I like this look of using, of like making her have this whole bunch of, like, this dark blue is like the clothes she's wearing underneath her armor. I really like that look. It's really unique. I'm a little torn on what I'm going to do for like the rest of the armor though. I feel like the light blue is going to make really good highlights for little things, but I'm not sure I think it's going to be too bright and bold to be doing like the chest plate and all that and the skirt. I may have to break the rules. I don't want to. Honestly, I think that means I would lose the challenge, but maybe I could use the red. That might be a good balance. I have to look at what colors I all have up there, and I don't think I studied the chart. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna try red. This is gonna be very American looking. Let's see. Of course, then we also have the cape to work with. So, I should have thought this out more, honestly. Alright. I was thinking this would be too much red, but it might not actually. It's just, there's so much that goes into coloring. It's not just about what in theory looks cool. It's, about what's pleasing to the eye. And something I didn't realize, and which really doesn't apply here because I'm not some famous artist who's making this for like an animation or, movie or anything. But there's a whole marketing side to character art. And so they have to run studies on what looks, good to kids, to the viewers of whatever that character is going to be. And it has to be something that's going to be noticeable. And something I actually watched a video on once is they'll like see if kids can like draw that person. Obviously they don't expect them to draw like some great artist, but they want to see if it's going to be a character that sticks with kids. For instance, you can take any noticeable character, like say Elsa from Frozen. Kids can draw that character, even if it's a stick person with, blonde hair and a blue dress. Kids know who Elsa is and can recognize her by her traits. So when making a character, you have to choose things that are going to become iconic. So for instance, this character right here might be the fact that she's blonde. It could be probably her, like, what's great about superheroes is their overall costume is usually what makes them iconic and noticeable, and kids will pick out little things from their costume that they'll draw in their little pictures that make that character iconic to them. So like when kids are drawing Superman, they'll probably draw the S in the middle of the shirt and the cape. So for for instance, this character, it might be the shoulder caps and the style that's on her top. This is just what I find so fascinating about all of this, is just how you can become noticeable. You can really bring to life any character you have in your head, and other people can acknowledge that, and it's just really cool. But so I'm gonna stop nerding out now. I'm gonna go with my next color. So yeah, I got this, pick out this turquoise lighter blue, and I'm gonna use it to do these little highlights right here. I think it's gonna look super cool. Yes. I'm gonna be doing little touch-ups along the way here because it just takes longer if you don't do it as soon as you find them, but oh yeah, that's really cool. And I'm gonna use it for these centerpieces as well. And I'll come back and do all the shading and stuff on these, but I just want to lay down solid color like I was saying before. I'm just so excited for this final product because I think it's going to be so cool. This would be the first like superhero looking character piece that I've actually like finished. So yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I'm going to be taking it to all the little spots. So like right here. I'm kind of happy gold wasn't a part of this, a part of the palette I was supposed to work from, because that's a color that gets used a lot in a design like this. Like I probably would have made the chest plate in all the areas that are red. I probably would have made them gold, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's very common and it's not very unique. But I feel like this was very unique, very cool way to do it. See, that's what's cool about challenges, is it pushes you to do things you never would have usually done before. And sometimes we need that little push out of our comfort zone to try something different, and that sometimes leads to some of the greatest designs. Is, you know, a lot of great things happen when you aren't expecting. So I think I'm gonna make this whole belt this light blue teal color, but that might change. I don't know. That might be a little too much. We'll see. Or not. That might be good. Yeah, I like this. I like it a lot. So this might be breaking the rules, but I'm going to take this dark red and make a darker variant, almost like a maroon, and I'm going to use it, or maybe not, that may be too, I may be, maybe I'll try the blue. I think I like that. I'm also going to use it for this. Actually, on second thought, I'm going to go back to my teal for those little spots. For those who were wondering earlier why I made just like, I literally colored the rest of her neck black. No, that's not actually part of the costume and design. It's just a little bit of, I do that sometimes when I'm, for shading purposes. So yeah. I'm going to come up here and clean some of these edges up. Yeah, I know I was complaining about doing line art earlier, but this is literally the most boring part. But I still find the fill tool to be so much easier, so you have to bear with me. Okay, so I think I got that all cleaned up. I really like the way it looks. It's just, I think it's really cool, but we're not quite finished. We have to do all this shading and stuff, which I have not done, use the orange yet, so we're gonna go ahead and start on my shading layer so I can start using this orange. And I don't know, it might be too bright of an orange for this. I'm not quite sure. I have to see what it looks like when I'm done. Which, yeah, her hair might turn out more of a orange color when I'm done. I want to make sure I keep that yellow. I might even try to incorporate it into a part of her suit so we don't lose it, just in case. So it's turning out to look more like orange highlights than it is shading almost, but I kind of still like the way it looks. I'm gonna use my blur tool up here to see if I can make it kind of better transition. I like it. I think it brings a lot of character to it. So now I'm going... Oh, I didn't color her skin. Huh. Wow. That's an unspoken rule that obviously the skin tone wasn't in that color palette, so... And she has like the most blank expression on her face, but I spent so much time trying to get this design just right that I kind of sometimes neglect that part. I think I'm going to try something I saw where you... Darn. Okay. Where you color like half the face a little bit darker of a color to look like their face is shaded. I honestly don't even know if that worked. I have a hard time judging my own art sometimes because I look at it so much. So and let's add a little bit of color. Just use a blue. And we'll do her eyelashes at the very end. I cannot forget to do that. I forget that way too often. Okay, let's go back to my shading layer and let's... I really like this. The way this is even just turning out once it's being shaded, it's really, really cool. I'm geeking out over my own stuff. It sounds kind of conceited, but I'm just really proud of this. It's really nice. Okay. Get here. Sometimes I feel like I'm over shading, but then if I don't shade the parts that I usually shade, I don't feel like I'm shading enough. Okay, I think the red part's been shaded pretty good. And now I'm going to start shading the blue. And try not to do it too dark because we already have that dark cape in the background. So just try and keep the shading to a minimal. Thankfully there's not too much that actually needs shaded for the blue. So my biggest problem at times when drawing is trying not to make things look too saturated or too muddy, because I just have the tendency to want to shade everything, because I found out early on it's just a really nice way to make the character look better than just with flat color. It took me forever to figure that out until I started, watching videos and taking tips from other artists, and I'm glad. It's probably been a couple years now since I started, trying to teach myself to properly shade things, but I'm so glad that I've spent the time because it makes a world of difference. Wow, this is so cool. I really like this. I'm gonna try and if I can. And as I promised, I'm going to switch my pen here and give her some eyelashes so she looks sort of human in the face. I really should try and give her some more color. Okay, I'm coming near to the end of this drawing, and I am incredibly pleased with it. Like, I did not think it would be this good. To think I started out with like no idea of what I wanted to do, and then now I came up with this, and yeah, I really like it, if you haven't been able to tell. I'm just gonna try and give her a little bit of a background here, nothing too fancy, just actually I think I'm just, let me see, I'm keep debating. Okay. Well, sign my name. And there's the final project. I am so happy with the way this turned out. I've never drawn anything in this kind of style that I've liked so much before. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed this challenge, and I certainly did. I think I want to do another one. If you like this video, please like it. If you would like to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments, and I would appreciate so much if you took to subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Bye.